Hi, welcome to Glow's Kindred Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, tonight I wanted to share a recipe with you that I have been contemplating putting two ingredients together for some time, and I ran across this, and it's called Rhubarb-Raspberry Crisp. And the reason why I've been thinking about this is one of my coworkers, he had shared with me, he loves rhubarb like we do, and he had shared with me that rhubarb and raspberries go very well together. And I just had thought about that for some time, and I never have made a pie doing it, but I ran across this recipe and I thought I would go ahead and try it. This recipe was submitted by Ma Beth Shaw, and she lives in Lebanon, Indiana. And here it says that she has entered this particular recipe at her Boone County Bake-Off, and she has won a blue ribbon. And one summer, and the category was rhubarb, this recipe was the grand champion. See if your family thinks it's a winner too. The orange juice and the peel give it its zest. And I agree with that. Orange and rhubarb pair very well together. And even in my rhubarb pies, I always put orange in it. It just really adds to it. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing is I went out in my yard and got some rhubarb. There's a little over 4 cups here. And then she says to that you're to add the zest of 1 orange. And I had a medium orange. And so I went ahead and I zested it. I'm going to put that in here. And then she says that you are to juice that orange, which I did. And I have it right here, and you're supposed to just pour that in. And I did not strain it or anything. I think that the pulp will add even some extra flavor. And then she says that you're just supposed to combine that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stir this up and let that start soaking away here. There. It smells good. I don't know if you can smell that, Richard, but
not yet.
It smells really good. So I'm just going to set that over there kind of out of the way. We'll put this over here and get that out of the way. So then the next thing we're going to do is I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour here. Oh wait, let's back up. I forgot about the sugar. The sugar was hiding there. I put 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar in with the rhubarb. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And sugar is very important with rhubarb because rhubarb is tart.
Really tart.
There, I'll just let that set. So then the next thing is we've got flour. And we have some spices. Her recipe calls for 1/2 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. But personally, I think cinnamon overpowers dishes like this. So I'm going to put 1/4 of a teaspoon, and then I'm going to add a couple of other spices as well. So this is 1/4, and I'm just going to put that in. And I didn't even go over it very much at all. So then cardamom. Cardamom goes really well with orange and also rhubarb and raspberries. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of that in. That was very shy, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And then the other one is nutmeg. Nutmeg pairs very well with this.
The old Meg.
But I'm doing more like 1/8 of that. So I'm going to just stir this up here like that. And what you want to do is just combine that. So now, oh, and the brown sugar too. So let's put that in. And it calls for half a cup of butter cut up in small pieces. So I found a trick that really works well for me, and I thought I'd share it. Instead of cutting up my butter in small pieces, I take my grater, my cheese grater, and I just grate the cheese, yeah, I do that too, but I grate the butter. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. But by doing this, we don't have to work this butter so much into the flour. It'll go much quicker. I like doing this for my biscuits too.
Where did you find that tip, Miss Cole?
That's a good question. I don't know, probably from watching YouTube and cooking shows and reading my recipes and stuff. Done it for quite a while though. It works well. And this gadget I'm using here, or kitchen tool, it's called a Dutch or a Danish whisk. And you wouldn't think by looking at that this would mix up stuff really well, but it's awesome. I wish I had had one years ago. Okay, so then the next ingredient is a half a cup of oatmeal, and a quarter of a cup of chopped pecans. You could use walnuts, I'm sure, too, whatever you have on hand. Another one probably would be really good with this would be almonds. You could always switch it up. Yeah, I think that's probably good enough. There. So I'm going to move that out of the way. And I have a baking dish here. It calls for an 8x8 baking dish. I'm going to use a glass one. I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and put this rhubarb with the sugar and the orange in here. Oh, it smells delicious. Let me clean this bowl out. Isn't that pretty?
Very nice, Miss Cole.
So in here, I have a half a pint or one of those small containers of raspberries. I'm going to go ahead and says to just put those on top. And I wash these. This, I can tell already it's going to be really good. There. And then you're just supposed to take this topping and put that across. See how easy this comes together?
Pretty easy.
Yes, my hands are clean.
We assume that. Always keep the sink full of soapy water.
Yep. Yeah, if you guys don't do that, I'll tell you, it's a great thing to do because you always will have that available for cleanup and everything. Those little raspberries are just popping out here. There. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to put this in the oven And it says to bake it, I think it was 45 minutes. Yep, 45 minutes or until the topping is brown. So I'm going to be turning my oven down just a tad because glass, I always turn my temperature down just a little. So it says 350, so this will probably be baking at probably like 330, 325, maybe a little bit more. But anyway, I'll be back in about 45 minutes and we'll see what this is like. Well, I just took this crisp out of the oven and I've got to tell you, this kitchen smells awesome. And it took about 45 minutes. And like I said, I had cooked this at about 330 degrees. So if you used a metal pan though, I would keep it at the 350 Fahrenheit. But anyway, we got to let this cool for probably 20 minutes to half an hour before we can try it. And that's going to be hard to do because this smells so good. So I'll be back then. Here's the best part of this whole thing. It's tasting time. Look at this, you guys. You can see the raspberries and the rhubarb and then the crisp on top. So here we go. Oh, it smells so good. And you can smell that hint of orange in it. Mmm. That first bite, I even got one of the pecans in it, and they're so good. I'm going to get part of it with the raspberry and the rhubarb together. Oh, I wish there was smell-o-vision. You guys would love this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I can tell why this was a grand champion winner. You guys, this is absolutely delicious. When you make this, let me know what you think. This is just superb. I'm sorry, I gotta have another bite.
Save some for me.
Mm. Oh. This is definitely a winner. I will be making this again for sure. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I want to thank you for your time and for watching this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Give me a like, thumbs up, comment. And again, thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.